What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Border Battle Podcast. My name's Miles.
Hey
I'm
guys, I'm
Jack.
Max.
Okay.
Uh,
I thought I was going
and
second, but that's okay.
yeah, how about Jack goes second every time, and then
But
Max?
we can reset that. I wasn't
No,
sure.
we're already starting. So, welcome back, guys. This is episode 3. I can't believe we made it 3 weeks. Nobody would have predicted this. Um, but today, we're in the middle of the wild card and divisional round, so we're going to go over our wild card round thoughts, as well as some divisional round previews. We're going to get into some weekly highlights, and then we might have a little fun animal themed segment at the end. So yeah, do we want to get some weekly highlights?
Yeah, sure. I went to the Minnesota Wild game Monday. So
Oh,
I missed the Steelers-Texans game, unfortunately. But
that's sick though. I think we lost,
yeah,
right?
no, we lost like 5-1 to the Devils, who I think are like the worst team
Yeah.
in the
Shout
league,
out
pretty
Wild,
much.
bro.
Oh, so you went to the Hughes Bowl, as they
Huser?
call it.
Sure,
Oh,
sure.
is
I
that
don't.
the other brothers on the other team?
There's 3 brothers, and 2 of them are on the Devils, and we have Quinn.
I
Okay.
wasn't aware of that actually. So.
So they like do like a photo. They did like a photo shoot post game, but it's like Jack and Luke. One of them's a defenseman. I think the other one's like a forward. One of them's kind of booty, from what I remember. Quinn is the best one for
Yeah,
sure.
isn't our guy the defenseman?
Well, there's another defenseman because there's 3 brothers.
Gotcha.
But yeah,
Oh,
Quinn is the best, and then they have another good winger, I think. Jack, I believe, is a winger. So
you know what? They're not that bad. And we did score a goal after we left. We left after it was 5-1, so but
No.
got you.
it's 5-2 at the end.
And
So we brought it back a little bit. Uh, I saw last night against Milwaukee. Was that last night? The Timberwolves.
Yeah.
yes, it
Uh,
was.
Bones Highland plus 41,
Let's
highest on the
go.
team, and
Whoa,
five of
let's not
seven, five
glaze.
of seven from
Whoa,
three.
plus 43 last time I checked, bro. Let's not get it wrong.
Pretty sure I looked after the game. It was plus 41, but my
It is plus 41.
Oh, damn, dude. It's
23 points too. How about that? 20 bomb for Bones.
Mm-hmm.
And he shot 56%.
Yeah,
And 5 for 7 from 3.
I
no
remember some
meaningful
people
Rob
were
Bellingham
were
minutes.
hating. Some people were hating, saying that Rob was better.
He
I don't know about
is,
all
but
that.
um,
Rob
Is he?
Rob is
Is he?
definitely not better, bro. He better be on the trade block right now. I'm so disappointed
no,
I haven't seen a trade block,
yes.
Hey,
a
didn't you
trade
want to talk about that?
discussion.
It would have been so awesome to see a Kobe White trade hit the podcast.
Right. No, because Kobe White was on injury management for like no apparent reason last night. I know
Yes.
he's been having some like calf issues, but he had played like the previous 3 games in a row, I think.
Yeah.
So they benched Kobe White, and Rob also had no meaningful minutes. So I was really excited to see a Rob and Kobe White trade on the this morning, but that didn't happen. So now I'm kind of just raging that Rob
Yeah.
didn't get meaningful minutes.
He got the same injury designation as like whatever CJ and Corey Kispert, and then they got dealt like 30 minutes
Mm-hmm.
later or whatever. So
Yeah.
thought it was gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. I don't doubt that it will happen. It's just taking too long for my liking.
I feel like I saw some news earlier, but I don't remember what it was. So
I have a couple things. Just before we started filming, like 30 minutes ago, Dante Moore is going back to Oregon.
that's what I saw. That's what it was.
Yes, probably. Um, Initial thoughts are Dylan Raiola will transfer away now,
Yeah,
probably.
that was really funny. He just came back, so Dylan Raiola wouldn't be able to start over him.
Yeah, I mean, surely he transfers, right?
He
I mean,
has to.
he
No
just
way he
started 2
sits.
years. I mean, he's gotta, yeah.
I don't know. I think it's kind of crazy for Dante Moore to go back. To be honest, I
hmm
mean, being a like guaranteed top 10 pick, probably.
Yeah, I mean, reports I heard was like
Yeah.
top 3 just because
Yeah, he
everyone
was
wants a
probably.
quarterback.
I mean, there's a good chance he was going 102.
Yeah,
Uh, Sucks for the teams up there who need a quarterback too. I mean, they'll have to either
yeah.
completely reach on someone or wait another year.
Yeah, perhaps it was reasonable that he didn't want to go to those 2 top teams, but
Okay, but those are going to be the top teams again. So like,
right. But at the
Yeah.
same time, there will be better prospects
yeah,
other than
that's
him.
true. I mean,
But
Arch
like,
Manning's
still.
probably going 101, and You know,
Lenora Sellers, bounce back year.
Surely.
yep.
I really
Uh,
think Dante Morris should have gone to the draft. I think like you get quarterback or you get players who like return for a year and then are even worse and then like drop out of like the first round. Like Ollie
yeah,
Gordon did this when he was a running back, and then he became like a fifth, sixth round pick and now doesn't even play. Like, I mean, you never know what could happen to him. So
Yeah.
taking yourself out of top three consideration and like, I mean, anything can happen. He could be out of the first round. He could be out of the second round. I don't know.
Yeah. It's
yeah. I mean,
definitely
if he
curious.
gets like a brutal injury or something, that's really bad. Uh, I don't know. I think it'd be hard on that team to play himself out of consideration, but I think it's mostly injury.
That's true. It's a good solid team that if he plays well enough, he should just do well again.
Right. I don't know what else happened the past week that we want to talk about. It's not
We could
football because we'll get into that.
Right.
I wrote down the Indiana Miami championship will happen before we talk again. So you guys got any thoughts about that?
Not particularly.
No, I mean, I once Ohio State was out, I thought Indiana was going to win it.
Yeah.
So, and this was the matchup I picked at the second round, after Ohio State was out.
Really?
I guess third round. This was the
This is the
matchup I
matchup I
chose.
picked off rip, bro. I was telling you, Carson Beck was about to have a legacy run and play himself back into actually getting drafted,
He was always going to get drafted, just like in the seventh
like
round.
round 7 or 6.
Yeah, now he's getting drafted
My
like
bad, 6, 7.
round like 4,
Right,
maybe.
playing himself into actually like legitimate contention for a spot in the league.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah, all
He's
I know
not
is I
going to
saw
start.
Right.
Kurt Signetti has lost 2 games in his career as an Indiana coach, and both of them to the national champions. Or
Yeah.
sorry, they played in the national championship.
No, because yeah.
And so they're like, everyone's like, oh, it's gonna lose to Miami. I don't know. They should smoke out Miami. I don't think it should be close.
I don't know. I mean, Miami's a really good team, but yeah, I think they'll handle them.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I kind of wish it was another rematch with Ohio State, but whatever. Big Ten supremacy, SEC, another hypothetical win for them.
Another. They haven't made a national championship in like years. I
I
don't
mean, it
remember what
was
the stat I
Georgia
saw.
back to back, right? That was the last time.
Yeah, and that was like 22, 23 or something like that, I
Maybe
want to say.
it was
I
21,
don't know.
22, or 22, 23. I
Yeah,
don't
you might have been a little earlier than I thought.
because it
Oh no,
was
23 was Michigan. So
yeah,
yeah,
it
it
was
was
20. It
21.
was Michigan 23.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. Yeah, so it's
Big
been a while.
title.
Bama's been out for a while. Georgia's been
Yeah,
struggling.
Bama's last was 2020, then LSU 2019. So the SEC, I mean, they had the run. That was 4 in a
Hmm.
row, and I think 2018 was Clemson. So
Yep, 20 was Clemson.
um, SEC reign is over. Big Ten 3 in a row. It's about to be. Uh, it'd be crazy. The ACC almost got no teams in, and they could win the whole thing.
Yeah,
So
The Big Ten could go back to back to back and have 3 different champions too.
yeah,
That's pretty
pretty
crazy.
impressive. Back to back to back to back, and fourth different champion, Oregon next year.
It honestly could be possible.
Maybe, bro. Maybe.
It's very, very
Or
possible. I think.
Minnesota.
I mean,
I
I don't
mean, I
really
don't know.
know what talent they're
Okay, bro.
retaining outside of Dante Moore. Minnesota in 2 years. 2 years.
Right, right,
Drake
right.
Lindsay. Drake Lindsay, the truth.
Get
We
these
don't
guys
need this
out
dude
of
named Coy.
here. Get out of here, bro.
Drake Lindsay. Drake Lindsay is really good. Uh, I mean, I've been hearing rumors that we're getting Julian Sayin and possibly Jeremiah Smith is returning for a fourth year to play for Minnesota in 2028,
I like that.
2027. Yeah.
Get out of the draft and transfer to Minnesota.
Who says no?
Elite strategy, bro.
Speaking of Minnesota, how about Jordan Addison?
Classic.
Goober. I'm gonna take the KOC line and say I won't comment until I know more.
I don't know what
Okay,
more is there to know.
Right, exactly. I don't know.
I'll
uh,
comment. I think it was stupid. And
Well,
it's a
what is
hot
it?
take.
What exactly did he do?
He was just like
Allegedly.
reckless speeding, was it not?
I think it was just reckless
I didn't
driving.
really look into
I
it.
thought it was like trespassing or something.
I thought maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I literally just saw that he was arrested and just assumed. I can't
You
lie.
definitely did. I'm like 90% sure he
Oh,
was
you're
trespassing.
right. It was misdemeanor trespassing
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. That's as far as I know.
at a Hard Rock Hotel and Casino at 4 a.m.
Mm.
Interesting.
Guy just wants to gamble, bro. I'm all
Keep
for
him
that.
away from the alcohol. It's probably what I have.
Okay, so it wasn't reckless driving, so I rescind my statement. I don't know. I guess no comment.
That's valid.
Can't believe we're no commenting on a podcast. I brought this up.
No.
I don't know. Maybe don't get arrested. Pro tip:
Very
you
pro
don't
tip.
trespass.
I like
This
that one.
guy's the thinker, low key.
I don't know. How hard is it for NFL wide receivers to stay out of trouble?
Too hard, apparently.
It's weird that position is so volatile in a
Oh,
rep
we
and
still
like
believe in all of them, right? We have Henry Ruggs on that dynasty team.
we do.
Right. My brother have them. Oh, we have them.
No, we have them. Yeah, viewers at home, we own we 3-team manage a rebuilding team, and we have Henry Ruggs on the roster still.
Yep.
It's either him or Khalif Raymond, so I mean, you might as well take the shot at Henry Ruggs. So
Dropped.
Dude,
Khalif
I was
Raymond.
thinking Khalif Raymond's about to have a crazy breakout, but whatever.
He might, bro.
I know, I kind of want to. We got 4 empty spots. You might as well just keep him on the team. You never
Oh, we have
know.
empty
We
spots.
also
Why
have
are you
like
dropping people?
He dropped 4
also
people, and we have 4
like
empty
a
spots.
million draft picks.
Drop them after the draft.
Maybe that's why I dropped a bunch of people.
What if Dan Campbell comes out and is like Khalif Raymond has passed Tesla on the depth chart? I mean,
Right.
Then pick him up
Dude,
again.
it's gonna
bro.
be a
He's
Parker
still on
Washington.
waivers.
It's gonna be a Parker Washington-esque breakout next year for him.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm done with Parker Washington. That video actually pissed me off that you sent.
He's going crazy.
I sent you. Oh, Max sent. I didn't
No,
see it.
Max, you like
He's
tagged
routing
us
up
on
everyone.
TikTok.
Dude, he's actually legit. Like he's actually like good.
Yeah, bro, I
it's
can
a
find
video
like
of him,
one clip.
rounding up like the top 5 DBs in the league.
I'm sure I could find like one clip of like, I don't know, Juju Smith
Okay,
doing
but
the same
you've seen
thing.
the video.
Well, okay, Juju
it
Smith was like
10
actually really
clips
good at one point.
at least.
It's true. Okay, then like, I don't know, preseason footage of Ty Felton just.
All right.
Right, bro. Right.
I didn't see any of that footage, and I think Vikings fans would have been posting that, but maybe
Ty
not.
Felton.
Okay, when I get into the games, our wild card reactions.
Yeah. I just want to put this out here. Ethan, Dylan, and Jack, you all went 4 for 2. And Max, you went
2. Yeah.
4 and 2, sorry. And Max, you went 3 and 3. Guys, I went 5 for 0. 5 for 0.
Let's
I went
go.
undefeated.
Let's
So
go.
that shows how good our podcast is. We have the
That's
best
a fact.
takes.
Is the loser at the end of the playoffs getting kicked off the pod?
Probably.
I kind of like.
That
Oh
would
no,
be
we're
reasonable.
wearing the jersey, right?
Yeah, except we don't really care about that. So if you lose, you can
Right.
wear that Jordan Love jersey. But I guess I don't know what happens for Jack.
Dude,
Right?
by the time he would lose, we'd be in Madison, and I would
And I don't have
my Love
any
jersey with
access.
me.
Yeah. I'm 5 and 0 though, so I don't plan on like dropping 2 games throughout this playoffs.
Right. Well, you need to drop
Wait, that doesn't make any sense.
3 to
6
be
and
tied
0.
with Max if he goes perfect from here on out. But I mean, if we're doing a point system, which makes a lot more sense because how do you count a loss when your teams didn't make it to the second
Well, are we
round?
going off the original bracket or are we going off?
The original?
That's true.
Or oh yeah, I guess you're right. We could.
I did switch a pick, I think, this round.
Well,
Maybe 2.
Yeah, I mean, all my matchups are fucked up just because of how the reseeding works.
Right.
Oh yeah, because mine were the same, but I switched actually now. So
I think it's okay just to like re-vote every round and then just not really have a point system.
yeah,
Or
we'll
not
figure
have
out
not have a as weighted point system.
we'll figure out like a fake punishment.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, I think we should go in order of games here. LA
Okay.
versus Carolina. Max, you can speak on this one first as the
I suppose.
Carolina fan in the group.
Yeah, Bryce Young, franchise quarterback. Not really much more to say. I don't remember what podcast it was, but I was listening to a podcast the other day. Oh, Nerd Sesh podcast. We hate them.
We
Do
do
not
not hate
listen.
them.
Even though I
No,
kind of
don't
Okay,
say
we're
that. Don't say
starting.
that. Don't
We
say
are
that. Don't say that.
starting beef with Nerd
Don't say
Sesh.
that.
we're
No,
starting.
we are
beef with
starting
them
beef with Nerd
because,
Sesh.
Dude, you don't want to
Clip
start beef
this.
with them, dude.
Clip
Carson's like
this.
6'5". He'll beat you up.
Well, regardless, I think Jack's saying it was Carson, the 6'5" guy that said, and I quote, what did he say? Let me pull it up. Can't be getting it wrong when we're starting beef.
Yeah,
Are you
Nerd
sure
Sesh.
he's
We're
the one who
starting
said it?
beef. It's on
Is he the
site.
one with hair or is he the bald one?
I don't know. I wasn't watching the video.
Oh, okay.
He said, whoever it was, said, I don't know if Bryce is a franchise quarterback like a Jordan Love. So
I think that's
so I don't like
I
out of
get
all
why you
franchise
hate that,
quarterbacks you could have
obviously,
picked,
but I
picked
think that's
Jordan Love,
I
and we're
think that's a
using that
valid
to hate
statement.
on Bryce Young. Like, what are we doing here? Like, that's like
Well, Jordan Love was
we
the
just cannot
example
be
because
saying
that was on the night they were reacting. They were reacting to the wildcard games that happened on Saturday,
No.
so
I
that's why they said
understand
it.
that. I understand that, but as a Vikings fan and like a
That is a
Packers hater and a
horrible
Bryce
comparison.
fan, you just cannot say that. That's
That's
like
a horrible comparison.
right.
Bryce Young is closer to Jordan Love than Jordan Love is to, I don't know, being a real franchise quarterback.
What does that
Jordan
mean?
Love is a franchise quarterback, to be fair.
What is the standard for a
Yes,
franchise
I
quarterback?
guess. I guess.
I mean, like, if you don't think Jordan Love's a franchise quarterback, then Bryce Young isn't even like sniffing that.
Okay,
I don't know.
That's
It's just
that's just like top 5 worst things you could say to me.
what's the tier of franchise quarterback? Because there's a quarterback. There's like you're the starting quarterback for our team, and then there's like their franchise quarterback because like you could
Well, I
put
think a
2/3 of the
franchise.
quarterback. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a franchise quarterback doesn't necessarily have to be like a generational like Josh Allen, Mahomes, Lamar
Yeah,
type.
definitely
Like they
not.
can be like a step behind. Like Dak's a franchise quarterback, I'd say.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Stafford, obviously. Drake Maye, obviously. Caleb, obviously.
I feel like
And
just like solidified starter for years to come that actually gives them
yeah,
So
like
like
top end.
like
Like I think you
half
could even
2/3 of the league then.
I don't know
about half probably. I mean, I think
I don't know,
Jalen Hurts
half
is a
at least.
franchise quarterback, whether we like him or not. I think Jared Goff is probably a franchise quarterback.
Like guys that are
Like,
obviously
not a
good
fan
enough
of
that we
Goff.
can't move on from.
CJ
Like it just
Stroud is
doesn't
a
make
So
franchise quarterback.
sense.
so Allen, Drake May, Lamar, Burrow, Stroud,
This is getting
T-Law?
this is
I don't
getting off
know.
topic. We don't
I,
gotta
I think
list every
T-Law is
single
a franchise quarterback
ever.
at this point. Yeah,
Knicks, probably. Mahomes, Herbert,
I think the jury's out on Knicks.
Herbert, Stafford kind of is. Not really
Stafford
'cause he's
is. I mean,
done.
he's just old, but
Purdy,
he is.
Count Stafford.
Purdy, maybe Darnold. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd say Darnold at this point.
Baker, I would say.
Baker might have played himself out of that.
Yeah.
I'm saying Baker.
He has another
Caleb,
year.
Yeah.
Williams,
He's got to show out this next year to actually be a franchise guy.
Yeah, Caleb for sure.
Williams, Goff, Love, sure. Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott. That's 8. That's 19, and that's like
More than
so. Yeah, almost 2/3, in between 2/3 and a half.
I mean, I think there's a lot of like I don't know. I think people talk about the QB play having like gotten worse over the years, and I just don't think that's true at all. I think that's like looking kind of favorably back at how quarterbacks used to be. I mean, there's the top class, which was like amazing, but I think the depth is as good as it's ever been, if not better, at this point.
Yeah, when you look back at like the quarterbacks, I think people just like the top end quarterbacks are just so good, and also like
Yeah.
the NFL is kind of cyclical and how the offenses work. Like we have a very good run game nowadays. Like you can have running backs that are in MVP like consideration, even though they probably will never win it. Whereas there were good running backs in the early 2010s, but I think there was more of like there's 1 or 2 really good running backs, whereas we can have like 5, 6, 7, 8, I don't know, very good running backs.
Yeah, I mean, also the touchback spots help. I mean, the touchbacks used to be at the 20, and now they're at the 35. So if you're losing like 10 yards of passing yards every single drive, that adds up.
True. That's a
Uh,
good point.
there's also, I mean, there's other factors. I can't think of any right now, but yeah, I mean, how defenses play opposing teams matters too. I mean, there's a lot of
Mhm.
reasons why people aren't passing for quite as many yards as they used to, and I mean, part of that is just because teams don't want them to pass that as many times as is necessary to rack up that many passing yards, because that's just not like the ideal way to run an offense typically. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think that point can be kind of overstated a lot. And people would
Okay.
talk about, oh, Philip Rivers is still like not like the like a total disaster, which means like it's just proof that quarterback play has gotten worse. It's like, okay, and then Riley Leonard came in and played better than him against like the best defense in the NFL. So
Guys, we were meant to be
yeah,
talking about the playoff games. What are we talking
you're
about?
right.
Okay. So
We didn't even say
you liked
anything about the
Bryce
Rams
Young,
Panthers game.
Max. You liked Bryce Young's
Yeah,
play.
picking up the fifth year option was obviously the right move. You definitely give him another year to actually like try out, see if he's worth a big contract. Right now, it still doesn't look like he is. Maybe like 15 to 25 million for 3 years at this point would, I think, probably be reasonable.
I feel
I
like
like
the
that. I
resounding
like that
answer
move.
to a big contract. I mean, I guess depending on your definition of big, but I feel like pretty much no
That's
matter what he
quarterback.
does
That's
next year,
mid-sized quarterback contract. 15 to
15 to
25.
20, that's low end for a non-rookie. Uh,
Okay,
I thought you
but
said
it's,
25-30 initially, but
I said 15 to 25. But regardless,
okay.
that's not a big contract.
no, but
I think
yeah,
he
I
deserves.
think pretty much no matter what he does next year, I feel like the answer to a big contract is like a resounding no. Like 50 mil per year, I feel
Yes.
like, I mean, he'd have to be like so much better than he's ever been to, I think, warrant that.
He'd have to have
And
a
even then, I'd
huge
be
jump.
hesitant to give him like 4 years, 50 mil per year. I just think it limits your team building a good amount in the future that you just don't want to lock yourself into with someone with, I guess, like some of the physical limitations that Bryce Young has. At least from my perspective, that's kind of my opinion. So you can obviously disagree with that. But
Yeah,
yeah,
he's very,
I thought he played very well in this game
yeah.
for
For
the
a
most part.
volatile quarterback, he played pretty consistent on Saturday. They only
I
had
don't see why that can't
Well,
continue.
I feel like he doesn't play super inconsistent in games that as much as he plays super
true.
inconsistent
Yeah,
game
that's
to
true.
game.
Yeah. Yeah, I
I don't
mean,
see why this game cannot be repeated.
it could. I just
I
don't
mean, obviously it could. It's just the fact that when has he shown the ability to like put together like a
to
super
be a
consistent
consistent
season?
like 3 week
Yeah,
Well,
stretch.
he hasn't yet. That's what he has to prove next year.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, we're going into year four.
And if he does, you still
Uh,
don't think he could warrant a reasonable
50.
franchise quarterback? 4 years, 50 million is a stretch, regardless of what he does. You're right, but you don't think he'd be a consistent showing from Bryce would
I would
warrant
give
like a
him.
just labeling him as a franchise quarterback?
Oh, I mean, sure, I guess. I would
Right.
give him like 2 years, 30 mil, maybe. I wouldn't want to lock him up long term unless he really shows like a ton of consistency. So I mean,
So I
we'll
feel like the
see.
answer is no. That you don't think he's a franchise quarterback, regardless.
Right now, no, I
But
don't.
that's okay.
I don't think he is either. I
Well,
don't think you can sign
it
him.
sounds like Jack is saying anything he does right now. I don't think he is. It sounds like Jack is saying anything he does next year cannot make him a franchise quarterback with
Well,
that
that's not
two
what I'm
year
saying.
30 million. That is what you're saying.
That's what
A
Sam Darnold
franchise
got, and I think he's
quarterback
a
isn't
franchise
getting a two
quarterback.
year 30 million.
So Max,
Yeah, I
do you want
guess.
him to be signed longer or
Yeah, I think he still has the potential to actually be a franchise quarterback.
I
I
think he
think
has
he
the potential to
does.
be, but I just wouldn't want to lock myself into like 4 more years of Bryce Young. I guess is my point. Obviously, you could cut him, you could trade him,
Yeah, the way NFL
whatever.
works, like they could get out of the money in some way, but I don't know. Locking him up for that long. I like the 3 year bridge deal where there's like outs after year 1 and 2,
Right.
where you can just like kind of I don't know where if it's like a team option out or whatever, but
I
something
agree.
like that would be what I would because I don't see this him as being the answer for them to make a deep playoff run, but like people thought I mean, this is a weird comparison, but like Jaden Daniels was like miles ahead of Drake May at the end of last year, and now Drake May is people are considering the best quarterback out of the top three that were selected, and Jaden Daniels might be the worst of the top three, which by the way I think is a kind of absurd statement to make already. But
I don't think
Bryce
it
Young can
is. I
have
don't think
a
it
jump
is.
like that.
I think Caleb and Drake May have shown. I think they've shown why they. Oh, I guess Drake May wasn't picked over Jane Daniels. I always thought he should have been. I was coming into that draft saying like Washington would be crazy to select Jane Daniels over Drake May, and that looked like an absolutely terrible take after year one. But it looks good now. So because I thought Caleb and Drake May were far and away the best two quarterbacks in that draft, and Jane Daniels was like the next guy who maybe should get drafted like mid to late first round, and then everyone else was kind of I wouldn't like
I
in the
don't
first
know.
round.
It's getting a little far. Jaden Daniels had an incredible rookie season and then
He
was
did.
Right.
hampered by injuries. I think this
Right.
dude
I
I
deserves a
agree.
agree.
lot more credit than what I think he's been getting. I still think he's the best out of the three quarterbacks,
All
regardless
right,
of what happened
no,
this year.
I'm sorry. Drake May is
Fancy
so much.
sure.
Let's
Okay.
be honest. Drake May is so much better.
Drake May.
Not
So
okay.
much better? No way.
Not like the be insulting of Jane Daniels, but this is like way better year than Jane Daniels had last year. I mean, Drake May is like I think should be MVP.
Yes, he had a great year and he wins MVP, yes, but like, okay, yes, he wins MVP. He had a better year, but like, Jane Daniels was hurt for most of this year and was dealing with a lot of team injuries. And he brought his team to a conference championship last year. And I feel like that just goes out the window when we don't see him play this year.
Okay, I mean, I it was kind of a fluky run. Like, let's be honest. I mean, I had Washington missing the playoffs
We
before the
just talked about
season.
the Patriots having one of the worst schedules of all time this year.
Well,
Like,
so did
if
the Greatest Show on Turf Rams did too, and they won the Super Bowl. I don't really care that much. I mean, they went 14
I
and
mean,
3.
if
It's
we're
not
gonna
like
say
they
the
limped
Commanders had
in.
a fluky year last year, then we have to say the same thing about the
Well,
Patriots
I
this
just
year
think
because
they're.
they had a horrible strength of schedule.
I think the Commanders, when they came into the playoffs last year, they got kind of a lucky schedule that allowed them to get to the NFC Championship. Because I mean, they got destroyed by the Eagles. They were clearly not on that caliber of team. And
Okay,
I think
but
that
the
they had
Lions were the Super
gotten
Bowl favorite.
okay. The Lions had a defense that could not stop anyone. They were completely ravaged by injury. I mean, and then they also turned the ball over 4 times on
But
offense.
regardless, they were still like the Super Bowl favorite.
Okay, I get that, but they just were that defense was just terrible. Uh, and then the round before, they faced like a Buccaneers team that's like they're like pretty good, but they're it's like it's not like a specifically tough playoff game at all. I mean, if they had gotten the Rams in round one or two, I think they would have been out then and there, and you know, uh, but no, I mean, like that was a really good year for Washington. Obviously, I just think the NFC Championship game kind of misrepresents how strong their team was.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right.
anyways,
Well,
back to the Rams Carolina game. I
Yeah. I was
thought
about to say.
I thought some Rams mistakes really let the Panthers stay in this game longer than they should have been. I mean, the Puka 40-yard touchdown drop. I mean, you just never see that from him.
Yeah, that was
That was
curious.
crazy. The other things were just like I don't know things that maybe you kind of expect from them. There was some Stafford inaccuracy.
mhm.
They failed on fourth down a couple times. They did they have a special teams miscue? I feel like they did at some point.
They had
But I'm not
a blocked punt.
right. That's what it
Yeah.
was. Blocked punt. Um, and I guess that kind of cancels out with the muffed punt that Carolina had earlier in the game.
Yeah, I think it does more or
But
less.
Yeah.
yeah, I guess I came away a little concerned about the Rams. I was a little concerned about the Rams coming into the playoffs. I mean, that's why I had them losing second round to Seattle because
Hmm.
I wasn't so impressed by the recent stretch of games. I don't know. Are you guys? Does this make you more concerned about the Rams going forward?
Not really. Still like
Yeah.
neutral. I feel like I'm a Panthers glazer, and I wasn't high on the Rams coming into the playoffs as well. Like I feel like this is not a crazy atypical game from Stafford in the last few weeks.
I agree with that sentiment. I would argue it's a little bit more of I think the Panthers had one of their great games, or at least good games, because they're that off and on kind of team. On Saturday they had a really good game as more of that the Rams didn't have a really bad game. I wrote down that they scored on 7 of their 13 drives, so they were like fairly efficient with the ball. And Puka drops that touchdown, and you go 8 for 13. Um, I'm not as worried, I think, about the Rams. It didn't really feel like my opinions on like nervousness for them changed from this game. It still feels like they have a potent offense. They still were able to they shut down the Carolina run defense, or their run defense shut down the Carolina run, which I came in last week saying that was going to be a big problem. Chuba only had 46 yards and Rico only had 9 after the Rams had given up 185 yards on the run the past 3 games. So to be able to shut that down and force Bryce Young to beat them through the air, which he almost did, I think it bodes well for the Rams, and I'm about the same confidence level. And honestly, I'm pretty happy for the Carolina for how they performed. I think they did about as well as they could have. So yeah, and I feel like we'll talk about the next matchup, I guess, a little later.
I don't know about could have. I feel like
Yeah, they have a real shot to win this
but
game.
that's
They
okay.
definitely could have if they
Right. I agree.
played a little
They could have
better.
easily cleaned up the turnovers, and it
Right.
wouldn't
I
have
mean,
been
the
a problem.
muffed punt comes to mind early on in the
Right.
game.
Yeah.
They missed that
And the
fourth
kick.
down, which put them at like the Rams at like the 30, and they immediately scored with Puka.
I guess I don't see the Carolina making everything perfect. Like I know they're a flawed team and they're going to make mistakes, but they made a good amount, a little amount of them that was like reasonable, I guess, in my mind for
Yeah.
them.
I mean, the
Yeah.
first game versus the Rams was kind of like perfect. I mean, they
Was
had like
perfect.
multiple
Yes.
like long touchdowns on fourth down. Like,
That just doesn't seem
uh,
like how they would. That seems like the best of the best, and unless
yeah,
they get that, they lose this game, and they almost got
right.
there.
Well, that's why everyone was picking the Rams.
Yep.
Uh, yeah, I thought the Rams' offense was strong for the most part. I mean, they put up 34, and that's with the Puka 40-yard drop touchdown. I mean, that last drive from Stafford was just beautiful. That last pass that he had
Yep.
to the corner of the end zone, just perfect placement. Yeah, I mean, he's really good even with the inconsistency with his accuracy. Um, Mike Jackson, though, had a legacy game. I mean, he
Yeah.
was like perfect, pretty much. Um, yeah, I thought Carolina probably. I mean, this was pointed out on Stay Hot Pod, but their defensive game plan at the end wasn't the best. They kind of sat in soft zone and kind of let Stafford pick them apart instead of trying to get after him,
Mm-hmm.
which is probably a mistake. I mean, even if you try to brush him and give up a long touchdown, at least you have time then, like a lot of time to go back and score instead of just like
Yeah.
30
40
seconds or
seconds
whatever they
it
had.
was. Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I thought Carolina could have managed the game a little bit better, but yeah, no one really expected them to be in this spot, so
Right.
it's not like a total loss for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Would have been a total loss for the Rams. Would have been crazy. Sean McVay, I will say, 15 playoff games, 15 different opponents. This week against Chicago continues that trend.
Wow.
But they have played Seattle and the 49ers before in the playoffs.
So it'll end if they win.
So, and if they win. So are they going to lose to maintain that streak? There's only like 2 or 3 more NFC teams they could even play that wouldn't like ruin that trend. I think it's like the Giants and the Commanders.
You know what? Yeah, those teams both have potential to make the playoffs next year. I think the Rams
This
intentionally
legitimately
lose to
could,
kind of clear
yeah.
out that streak. Yeah.
Rams get like a 2 or 3 seed next year, and then play like a 7 seed, 6 seed, Giants, Commanders, something like
Mm-hmm.
that.
One seed Commanders, 1 seed Giants. Rams get the 7th seed and play them second round.
That's right.
Could be.
That's what I'm hearing.
All right, should we move
Next year.
on? Yeah.
Packers Bears.
Patrick, do you want to start, Jack?
Yeah, I can start. This was like the prototypical Chicago Bears game to me, where they come out, they're
It's
kind of
exactly what I
slow.
wrote in my notes.
The offense, isn't exactly humming for the first half, and then they figure everything out in the fourth, and the offense is just incredible. And The defense steps up big. Um, yeah, Caleb Williams is legit. He's, I think, the second best quarterback in his class pretty solidly. Um, I think his best ability, to be honest, well, outside of like all the out of structure magic stuff, I mean, that fourth and eighth throw was probably
Elite.
throw of the year. Um, he just never stops like slinging it. Like he always has the confidence, always has the ability. He never gets down on himself. I really like that. I mean, it always keeps him in the game. Uh, that being said, I don't really think that they'll be able to afford to do the same thing against the Rams. I think the Rams would just keep laying on the points on their defense in a way that the Packers just didn't. Um, I mean, I think they can afford like a 10 point deficit, but I don't think they could like, get down 21-3. I think that'd be really stretching it. So I do want to see a little bit more consistency from the offense in future rounds for them to make a deep run. Uh, yeah, the Packers defense held up better than I expected, especially in the first half. I mean, regardless of like Chicago's slow starts, I didn't expect only 3 points from them that half. A lot of that was just fourth downs, like getting key stops. The Packers. I mean, I think Chicago started like 1 of 6 on fourth downs this game, which is pretty much all you could have asked for from the Packers defense without Micah. That being said, the defense was kind of like deceptively good for the Packers because we did let them drive down. We let them get a ton of yards this game, like even in the first half. I mean, 3 points wasn't really representative of how well Chicago was moving the ball. Um, yeah, the Bears never punted in this game. I mean, we never forced like a long fourth down outside of their territory.
To be fair, they never punted because they went down on downs twice in the first
Right.
half.
Right, but I'm saying that they at least had like a reasonable go for it situation. Like we didn't force them into like a 4th and 10 on their like 30 or something. You know.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
A
our weak
reasonable definition
secondary.
of stretch for Ben Johnson, but
I mean, they were getting guys open constantly against our secondary, which is no surprise. And I mean, towards the end of that game, that really killed us. I think the Packers' offense played a. I think our offense played a really good game, but not as good as they really could have. I mean, that stretch in the third, we had 4 straight drives. We had 1 first down in those 4 drives to start the second half. You can't have that when you're trying to hold a lead. I mean, we're lucky Chicago didn't come into the fourth quarter having tied the game, or at least it being one score. Uh, and yeah, then at that point, we score a touchdown, but then we miss a field goal, and then it's the last drive of the game, and we can't quite get there in time. So yeah, I think we obviously just need to be better at putting teams away. I mean, it's been an issue for a while with the Packers.
It
Uh,
was kind of a perfect, like, they don't put away teams well, and the Bears just keep coming back.
yeah, and I mean, it happened last game. It almost happened the first game. So yeah, if it continues to be an issue, Matt LaFleur is probably gone. He really needs to hold up better next year's. I thought Dennis Allen made some really great halftime adjustments in this game. We only had 6 rushing yards the whole second half, I believe. And I think
Yes.
LaFleur should have been quicker to adjust himself. Like after that first drive in the third quarter, I think he should have realized that we're going to need to pass more to kind of open up the run game because they were really blitzing a lot, and that kind of swallowed up the run game. And I mean, he was just really slow to make those adjustments, unfortunately. Uh, yeah, I thought it was the first time since the Eagles game where like I saw our offense for like kind of a long stretch, like 4 straight drives, just look like completely incompetent. Um, and unfortunate it had to come at this time. Uh, and even if it's like we don't score on those drives, if we can at least like pick up like 3, 4 first downs and burn the clock, that might be the difference between winning and losing this game. Uh, so really, you just
Yeah.
need to get anything going. Like you could have missed the field goal on those drives, but at least if you get like 5 first downs, you're burning clock. The Bears had 4 possessions in the first half, and that was the half they got the ball to start out, and then they had 6 in the second half. So that kind of shows some of the that we really just weren't able to sustain possessions. Special teams disastrous again,
The field
like they
goals.
are in every playoff game for us, pretty much. Yeah, we've missed a field goal in 3 straight playoff games now, all under 50 yards. So that's cool. The 55-yarder at halftime into the wind, that was kind of expected. I didn't really, that was excusable.
Yeah.
Obviously, you'd like him to hit it, but like, you know, uh, but I mean, the other field goal and the extra point are just unacceptable misses. He'll be gone next year. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, and it sounds like we're letting our special teams coordinator go,
Coordinator.
which is good, a step in the right direction. Um, but yeah, obviously, if we need a field goal, even if he only made that extra point, we just need a field goal on that final drive. It completely changes the game. Probably would have missed it anyways. So maybe that would have been even worse. Uh, but yeah, we also have a few big punt returns in this game, which was annoying. Ball security was awful, and we got really lucky to recover everything. Um, Jaden Reed's drop on the final drive kind of put the game out of reach, to be honest. I mean, because we were kind of like just out of the range where you feel like we have like a legit shot to score a touchdown. I mean, where are we? Like the 30, 35? That's going to be like a really tough uh, part of the field to just score a touchdown from when the Bears are just completely trying to prevent that. And I think Jaden Reed, had he caught that, we would have been down closer to like the 15. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, story of the Packers the past few years, basically.
Yeah. I wrote down that I was disappointed from Josh Jacobs and the offensive line. 19, you gave him 19 carries and only got 55 yards, 2.9 yards per carry. I think they needed the run game in this game. Like you said, they went the whole third quarter with only 11 plays ran. They went 0 for 3 on drives with 2 3 and outs, and uh, and then they started the fourth quarter with another punt, 3 and out. So like you said, 4 just kind of listless drives to start that second half. You need the run game to burn some clock. I mean, if you burn like even just a minute or 2 minutes per drive there, like you end up winning the game. If if they hit a field goal or lengthen some of those drives out, they win the game. I think you touched a lot on what I think the Packers did not so great. Shout out Jordan Love. I think he played a pretty good game. 323 yards and 4 touchdowns. He kind of put the team on his back and was able to go out there and just at least try to throw some points on the board, and he did. But he needs to lead a better second half, especially third quarter. Even if that run game isn't working, at least to find some way to kill some time when you're up so big like that. Um, the defense, we've known it was going to be kind of a weak point of this game for the Packers, but 4 straight scores to end the game is not great.
Definitely not.
I don't really know
Yeah,
what you can do there,
I think
but
it's just the offense's fault for letting Chicago stick around too long. To be honest, I mean,
yes,
obviously the defense, you don't want them to let up 4 straight scores, but that was to be expected. To be
when
honest,
you lose so many
Without
players from
Parsons,
injuries, yeah,
yeah, I mean, Edgerrin Cooper went out in this game. Like, you know, it's
yes.
disappointing from the defense, but you, I don't really think you could put the blame on them here. They held up way longer and way better than I thought they would be able to.
I think LaFleur has got to be better in this situation about like finding a way to lengthen these drives out. That's what I really was just killing me is that you have such a good running back in Josh Jacobs and your offense has been like, yeah, you lost Tucker Kraft, but you have most of the weapons. I don't really know what about your offensive line if that you've dealt with a lot of injuries this year, but you have most of the
I'm pretty
people
sure
there.
Zach Tom didn't play.
Like
I
you
might
have
be
most of the team there that got you to the playoffs. Like
Upton Jenkins wasn't
there's
there
got to be
either,
some
obviously.
way to figure out how to lengthen these drives out and win the game.
Well, I think the problem was he. I mean, the Bears were just so on the run, and they were setting all these blitzes. I think he needed more answers in the passing game to start out the third quarter. Uh, and I think he needed to use that to open up the run game, make them respect the pass game again.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I mean, he didn't really adjust to kind of letting the pass game just air it out again until the fourth quarter. Uh, I mean, there were some attempts, and they just didn't work out. But yeah, I thought he could have called a way better game in the second half. Uh, yeah, I don't really put the blame on Josh Jacobs or the line necessarily. I think they're kind of put in a position to lose. I mean, our line hasn't been, they haven't been good this year, uh, unfortunately. So I think he should have known that. I think he should have seen what defensive fronts the Bears were coming out in and been able to adjust to that. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of the problem with Matt LaFleur is he doesn't adjust as quick as you want him to. His game management isn't the greatest. His staff management isn't the greatest. So, I mean, a lot of Packer fans were calling for his job after this game, which I thought initially was like a huge overreaction, but I started warming up to the idea at least. It sounds like they are working to an extension right now.
Oof.
Um, I think I think he should get another year.
I
I
agree.
don't think there's anyone on the job market right now. I would rather have maybe Stefanski would be interesting. I wouldn't want John Harbaugh. Uh,
You're not
I don't
feeling Pete
think
Carroll?
I don't right. I don't think I'd want Mike McDaniel. I think you kind of get like he's kind of the same, to be honest. I think that'd be a
Yeah.
lateral move. Um, Clint Kubiak would be interesting for sure. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not super keen. I mean, like having a borderline top five offensive play caller in the league is like at the coaching position is pretty invaluable. And that's what makes it so tough with him because he is such a great offensive mind. And I mean, he's basically an automatic top 10 offense just by himself. So, you can kind of look past some of the other deficiencies from him, but I mean, we're going into year 8 next year with him, and I mean, these things have been issues for a long time, and I don't really think that they're going to change. Hopefully, this is like a turning point where he's like, okay, this is like horrible, probably the worst. Well, I don't know about the worst loss of his tenure, probably the worst loss in the Jordan Love era. Um,
Yeah.
and something needs to change. Maybe management is having to talk with him like, yeah, like we're going to extend you, but we expect, serious results.
Results.
Um,
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I think he could very well be gone next year if we don't win a playoff game. He probably is.
I think that's a good kind of benchmark to put for him. Like some expectations out there that he needs to produce next year or
Yeah. The problem is that the offense is always like not really the problem with us. Typically, I mean, last year against Philadelphia was pretty bad in the
you'll have
playoffs, but this
Parsons
year,
back next year. So
right, it is a little hard to blame him when Parsons is out and Tucker Kraft went out, and I mean the special teams goof, which isn't even like not on him to be honest, because I mean he's the one I think that's like deciding to have Rich Bisaccia,
yeah.
hired. But like
Um
it's not like a schematic thing that he has to fix. His play calling does get too conservative in a lot of these situations. I mean, we just didn't have the offensive line to like move these Chicago guys in the third quarter and get the run game going, and he needs to know that. Um,
yeah.
I thought the game was encouraging though in a couple ways for the Packers. I mean, Jordan Love coming off two pretty poor playoff performances. I mean, he played great, obviously. Golden, this was kind of a coming out game for him. I mean, hopefully he can be a big part of our offense next year. Uh, yeah, especially because I mean we might be letting Reed or Dobbs walk in the offseason. We'll see. Uh, yeah, I
I
mean that's
just
pretty
yeah
much it. Jordan Love became the
Yeah.
second quarterback ever to pass for 4 passing touchdowns and have 0 turnovers and lose a playoff game. The other was Josh Allen against the Chiefs in that 13-second game.
yeah.
Uh,
What were we gonna say, Max?
Nothing. He's still going on about Jordan Love. He can do that.
Fun fact that I learned, I think it was a Twitter account, uh, pointed it out. Jordan Love's touchdown interception ratio this year 4-0, 1-0 in the playoffs. Tom Brady in his 2001 and 2018 playoff runs combined, uh, 3 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. His record was 6-0. Won both Super Bowls, scoring 13 points. So shout out Tom Brady.
Wow.
Uh,
For real.
yeah.
I
The Packers
wanna.
were. Sorry,
No,
go
you
ahead.
go. No, you go.
Okay. The Packers were ninth in points per drive from weeks 1 to 17, with 2.49, and the league average was 2.15. And they were closer to the Rams, who were first in points per drive, than they were to the league average. So I don't know. I think the offensive results are just so good under LaFleur, with really what isn't like some overwhelming like offensive group. I mean, the offensive line was mid. The run game was mid. I mean, it was really just a passing game, and I guess maybe you could say that's like, you could say that's more Jordan Love. You could say that's more LaFleur. I would lean probably a little bit more LaFleur, but I think it's a pretty even split between those two. I mean, and the pass catchers aren't even that great, especially with Kraft out for the second half of the year. Christian Watson was out for the first half of the year. I mean, I just think that I don't know. The offensive results are so good under LaFleur. I think we should give him another year.
All right. Before getting to the Bills and Jaguars, I want to see what you guys think of the Matt LaFleur Ben Johnson rivalry as opposed to Bears, and the end of the game
I think it was fun. I don't
shenanigans
know.
and
He just
all of his comments in press conferences.
Ben Johnson's.
Yeah.
I mean, he. Uh, I don't know. He's a competitive person. It seems in line with his personality. I don't know.
I
I
agree.
think
I
I
feel like
don't
it's
know. It
almost.
just
I feel like it's almost getting immature on Ben Johnson's part. I don't.
Uh,
The handshake at the end was curious to me.
yeah, but
I think there was
LaFleur
a
did the same
similar.
thing to him, is what the
Yeah,
whole like thing was.
Okay.
Is
in the
LaFleur
first
did it in
game.
their first game or
I
their
feel like
last, I don't
that
remember.
backs it up that it was immature on Ben Johnson's part, and that it's
It
just
was like,
petty.
haha, you did it to me, I'll do it to you, which still
Right.
isn't like a good thing to
That's
do, but
immature.
it's like, yeah, it is image. That's a good way to put it.
I mean, I don't
Um,
think Matt LaFleur is like a particularly mature person from what I've seen.
Right,
So I mean, I don't know. Uh,
yeah,
I'm not saying Matt
Obviously,
LaFleur's
Ben
mature.
Johnson is saying a lot more to the media, just giving them a lot more sound bites than LaFleur is. Uh,
yeah. Before we go to Bills, Jags, I want to go on a mini rant about the Bears. I think this team is not poised well. I think this was not a good game for them. They played exactly how they do in the regular season, where they do this miracle stuff at the end of the game after playing a mediocre 3 quarters. And this against I don't want to call the Packers not a real team, but like a real contender for the Super Bowl, this stuff is not working. Like if they want to get in a shootout at the end of the game against Stafford, Stafford will win that game. Like Jordan Love is a good quarterback and he played well, but he is not like a veteran, been there, been here, done this. I will stop at nothing to like, redeem to win this. And I think Stafford and Allen kind of in the Jags game did that. They went four straight drives scoring, which is impressive, but also very unsustainable. Like they miss one of those drives, they lose the game, and the Rams are going to stop them in one of those drives. They also can't be listless for 3 quarters. That's unacceptable for like a number 2 seed as a playoff team. Like, what do you mean you just like field goal, like we threw a pick and then we're down on downs twice? Like, it's a fun way to play the game, Ben Johnson, but also like you're costing your team points and you're costing like you're setting yourself up to have to come back from 3 scores in the fourth quarter every game. Um, I think Caleb is a really, really good quarterback, but the 50% accuracy and him having like one of the lowest accuracies just kind of like fuels that fire of like it's all or nothing, and I've got to come back in the second half. I'm a really big Caleb Glazer. But throwing 2 picks, and yes, he came back in the game, but I don't know, man. Something about this team is just not, it's keeps rubbing me the wrong way. This is giving like they're gonna get blown out to the Rams for me. Um, yeah. The defense as well remains a concern that the Packers were able to just kind of unload on them until that second half. Um, I think the Rams will be able to do that and more. So yeah, that's my mini rant about the Bears.
Yeah, I mean, I think we knew the defense was bad going into this. I mean, they just completely rely on turnovers, and I
They
mean, they got
do.
a
They
little
do.
unlucky with the fumbles in this one. They could have had a couple, but
They do. I think the defense played about like the whole team played about how they did in the regular season, which I guess is fine for the defense because like it's as good as you're gonna do. But the offense to me, it's like we got to start playing playoff football here. Like we got to be on in the first quarter. We got to be, we can't just be they went into the half at 3 points. Like you don't deserve to win the football game at that point.
I
Maybe
mean, I don't
maybe
know.
they have a miracle
Would the
run.
Packers deserve to win it? Because I don't think so.
Probably not because, but I also feel like they mismanaged that second half of the game in a way that the Bears also mismanaged the first half of the game. It just felt like a very weird game to me. And I don't like either team winning, I would have been like, you're getting smoked out by whoever.
Uh, I think Chicago has a shot against the Rams. I mean, I'm not picking them to win.
Yes, I think they do, but it's just
Even if they get blown out, I think it's a very successful season from them.
yeah, it's successful to me. It just something has to change with go. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting too hung up on going
I
for it on every
No,
fourth
I
down,
agree. I
but
actually don't mind that, to be honest. I thought some of the play calls on some of the fourth downs were a little questionable, but I really don't mind that being the team's identity, to be
the
honest.
fourth down, 4th and 8 pass where Caleb throws it over the shoulder, and we just mentioned that was like one of the greatest passes of the year, or whatever. Like that's a great play, but like if that doesn't connect, that's like a horrible decision by Ben Johnson to throw it
I
like
is
20,
it
30 yards on fourth
I
down.
I think they were down 11 at that point. I mean, I think they
Were
kind of
they?
needed to go for it. I think they
Yeah,
were.
but
I think they were
Yeah,
down 11 with like
they needed to
only
go
like
for it.
6 minutes left or something, like
I don't
eight
know. Just
minutes.
get the first down. I don't like when I feel like Ben Johnson and Dan Campbell do that a lot where it's like a fourth and manageable and they air it out 20, 30 yards. And if it connects, it's an awesome play and it like jump starts the offense. But if it doesn't, it's like, well, what the heck was that? It
Well,
just feels
yeah, but
very
part of
risk
it,
or reward.
Well, I
yes
mean,
and no. I
I
mean,
think part of it was
they did need the first down. Game was over if they didn't get that first down. But at
right.
the same time, uh, taking the deep shot is reasonable because people
I
don't expect it.
I think
People like sit on the line.
the in structure stuff probably was like closer to the first down line. And then once Caleb scrambles out, they probably look for the open space, and the open space was probably more downfield. That
That's
was probably
true.
part of it.
That's
Uh,
true.
and I
And
don't
just
know, to some
with the
extent,
volatileness of Caleb as a quarterback, like having that low accuracy and like he struggled with picks last year. I know he didn't this year, combined
he
with
didn't
like
struggle with picks last year.
didn't he?
He had like six last year.
Oh, I thought he struggled with picks or turnovers. I don't know. It's a combination to me that feels like when it hits really well, but it doesn't feel like to me like it's poised for a deep playoff run.
I think the thing is, like, usually this style of football is obviously incredibly unsustainable, but Chicago's been doing this like all year. I don't know. To some extent, this is their identity, and I mean, they're
True.
willing to live and
Yeah.
die with it. Could be their undoing, but
I think it will be
I
their
don't. I don't.
undoing at
I think
some
it.
point.
Yeah, I kind of agree. But I don't know. I mean, Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams. This was their first playoff game together.
Yeah.
It started off slow. I mean, I thought Drake May and the Patriots started off slow too. Obviously, their defense just held up better. They weren't in some huge hole. Uh, so, I mean, I don't know. I think to a large extent, it wouldn't be unreasonable to expect them to come out a little bit better this game against the Rams. I don't know. I'm not
They're
so
hosted. Yeah, they're hosting
pessimistic
the
about their
Rams. Okay.
how they play the game, I guess.
All right, let's wrap that up, bro. We've been talking about that game for like the last half an hour.
Hey, we are the Border Battle Pod.
Right.
We are. All right, we could speed up the next couple games.
Yeah, let's.
Max, you take this game.
We got
Jacksonville,
Bills
Buffalo.
Jags. We got Bills Jags next. Bills won 27-24. I was disappointed by Trevor Lawrence and
Yes.
the play calling on the Jags side. Trevor Lawrence
Absolutely.
had 2 picks. Did not play up to the momentum he showed in like their end of season 7-game win streak or whatever it was.
I called
And
it. Folks, I called it.
mm-hmm.
Not a trustworthy quarterback in the playoffs.
Perhaps
Well, he
so.
played okay.
I do feel the play calling on Cohen's
Play calling
side
might have been worse than he played.
I thought the play
Right.
calling wasn't that bad.
wasn't
Obviously, they
that
should have
bad.
run the
Why
ball
did they go
more.
away from right? Why did they
Right.
move away from the run so fast? They had
Yep.
6.7 yards
There was
per
a
carry,
stat.
23
There
carries
was
for
a stat.
150 yards. Why are we moving away from that so fast? It was
It's
working.
like
was
John
a-
Harbaugh.
A little bit. There was,
Right.
I think, Liam Cohen.
I think it was a
first
disappointing
playoff
game from the
The
Jags.
pass has
I
been
think
working
they
so
could have
well
done better
recently.
and
I
should have
think.
won. Josh Allen on the other
I
side
agree.
played a
I
phenomenal
think.
game and is
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Like I said with the
Yeah.
Bears, you cannot be in a shootout with Josh Allen. He will win that game. So T-Law and the Jags needed to
Well, let's
score
not
more
glaze.
against that Bills
He's
defense.
lost shootouts before. I mean,
Only
mostly
to Mahomes.
Mahomes.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, the Jags had a chance, and then they just blew it.
They needed
So
to
I don't
score
think you
more
can't win.
against that defense earlier in the game, just like I think other teams. Feels like it was the name of the playoffs this year, was that a lot of these games came down to the wire because a team didn't score more against a bad defense earlier in the game.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, once it got to the fourth quarter, I mean, you knew Josh Allen was scoring on all those drives.
Absolutely.
Like, it wasn't really
Absolutely.
a question.
Yep.
The tush push with him, I mean, that just was, every single time it's just automatic.
I didn't think that was like fully like I think a few of the Jags guys heard a whistle and then also like they were also
I
I
thought they were
wasn't
just
talking. I wasn't talking about that specific one. I just meant in general. Like every single time they needed like a 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1, it was just like, I mean, they weren't stopping them. Yeah, that one. I mean, it would have been ideal for them to just let him into the end zone on that one.
Right.
I'm full support of just like letting them score there. I mean, honestly, on the deep bomb to who was it, Brandon Cooks on that final drive, I would have been fine with them just letting them score on that play. Like honestly, just give your offense more time to score. You only need a
at
field
some
goal to tie
point,
it
like
up.
if they're like in red zone range, like just let's get time on the clock for our offense, especially
Right.
when
I
you
mean,
have
they had to
T-Law.
waste all 3 of their timeouts.
Yes. If you had more time on the clock and 3 timeouts, and you have like an unexperienced playoff quarterback with T-Law, I'd rather take the time in that situation.
Yeah. I don't know, standouts from the game. I
feel
thought
like we're
Parker
losing that a
Washington
little bit.
was.
The Jags defense is good. It's
Yeah,
not
the Jags
unreasonable to
defense is
think
pretty
they
good.
should get a stop against Josh Allen.
That's true. That is true, but it's
Timeouts, but yeah, but
Okay, but do you really think they're about to get that stop?
Like,
I
by the
don't know.
push stop, it was just let him in for sure.
Right. Yeah, honestly, I thought McDermott probably should have just had Josh Allen just like fall down on that first play and then try to tush push with more like 20 seconds to go. I mean, they had 3 timeouts. If it failed once, they could just run it again. I think that would have probably been the better idea. Obviously, you don't want to do that and fail because that's like incredibly embarrassing and whatever, but I just don't think that was
I'm a
really an
big
issue.
just get the score any way you can because you never know.
I kind of agree, but Josh Allen has been let down so many times. I mean, they have fucking 13 seconds left against the Chiefs, and they let up a field goal.
I guess when you
I
have
don't
Josh
know.
Allen, it's
Do
a
you really
different
trust this
story.
defense?
Yeah, when you have Josh Allen, it's like I think you can score, but also I've been burned before, like when the Vikings Bills like 3 years ago when we were on the one and we got stopped four straight times.
Hmm.
And my mind just goes back to that. Like you never know what could happen. But um
But again, the tush push. I mean, the Jags couldn't stop it once. Were they stopping it three straight times?
Definitely not.
yeah, probably not.
Right. I don't know. I thought Parker Washington played a really good game, especially the second half. I mean, he's legit. He's like their number one wide receiver at this point. Like, I mean,
It's a weird receiving room over there.
it is. I didn't think Trevor Lawrence played like the first interception was really bad. Other than that, I thought he played pretty well. I mean, that last pick's
The last pick
unfortunate.
was also
It
like the
was.
last pick.
It
Right.
was. It wasn't a great decision. It was really good ball placement. Unfortunately, got tipped up and picked. But at
I
that
can't
point, you had to make
remember.
something happen.
Yeah,
I didn't see like the all 22 or anything on that, so I can't say like,
that
oh,
was
he
to
should have done
Jacoby
this
Myers,
instead.
right? That was to
Maybe
Jacoby
I don't
Myers. I
remember.
think I remember being like he should have caught that ball. I think I sent that to our group chat. Like I don't know if that was
Yeah,
exactly T-Law's fault. I think it bounced off both hands. I could be wrong
yeah.
though.
I mean, it was just really tight coverage. It was a tough catch. It's not something that I'm like it's totally on him, but I'm also like it's not his fault at all.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. Especially in the second half, I thought Tila like played pretty great to at least give him a chance. I mean, I thought Liam Cohen had some really great play calls. I mean, the last touchdown they had to ETN, I thought was a great play call. Uh,
yeah.
and yeah, the run game, they probably a lot of their success though was on these outside runs, and I think they get a little scary because you're scared of like the big loss on those. Um, so that's probably why they didn't run it as much there. The inside runs were still good, but they weren't like as good. And I don't know, you get down to the fourth quarter, and it's like you kind of have to throw the ball to some extent. Uh, but yeah, I just really wished in the first half he leaned on the run more. I mean, they had that one drive where they gave it to Tuden like three times in a row, and he gets like 45 yards. That comes to mind. At one point, there was a 2nd and 10 where he did a quarterback draw with Trevor Lawrence, and I don't really understand that. Just give it to your running back there if you want to run the ball. Uh, I mean, it's been working really well. Uh, and yeah, tragic loss for my playoff bracket, I will say. Yours too, Max.
Yes, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, I think these are possibly the two best teams in the AFC at this point, and it's unfortunate we had to have them play in the first round.
I don't
Yeah, I don't know.
know.
I thought this was a really fun Jacksonville team, and I'm excited to see them come back next year. I mean, I think Liam Cohen's an amazing coach. He was a great hire, and yeah, I think they should be back next year. And
I think Cohen will get him back. Um, all right, should we do Niners Eagles?
yeah,
Yes, yes, we should.
All right, I'll start. I said the game pretty much went how I thought it was gonna go again. I thought it was gonna be a low scoring 17-13, and they ended up just scoring 6 more points for each team. Um, I didn't wrote down too much for this game. I think the Eagles, no touchdowns in the second half. He had three and outs, um, a turnover on downs, and then two field goals. And I even feel like the Niners didn't play their best game. Brock had two picks and two touchdowns. CMC didn't have a particularly amazing game. So I think there's room for improvement for the Niners moving into their next matchup. But Seattle is a going to be a very tough game. So I think, yeah, I'm happy the Niners won. Um, another new
yeah, me
Super Bowl
too.
winner.
I I mean, yeah, I was hate watching the Eagles this game, even though I picked them to win. I just really do not like their team.
Yep.
I thought the story of the game was just, I mean, it's just the coaching diff, right? I mean, we know the
Definitely.
personnel on the field. I mean, the talent in the Eagles' favor was so huge. It's like an incredible embarrassment, honestly, for them to have lost this game. Uh, Absolutely no reason for it. They already, uh, I think they demoted Kevin Patullo within the organization
Didn't they
because
fire
he's
him?
friends with Nick Sirianni. So I think maybe Nick Sirianni should be gone. I mean, what the fuck does he even do, if we're being honest, right? He was hired as an offensive coach, gave up play calling to Shane Steichen, uh, is too afraid to take play calling back for himself. It seems because I mean, honestly, that's what he should have done in the middle of the season, like Dan Campbell did. Um, he should have taken it back, and because Kevin Petula obviously was not working out. I mean, and it wasn't even like, oh, he's just been okay. It's like he's just complete disaster. Doesn't know
No.
what he's doing, and that's on Sirianni. He promoted him. He's friends with him.
Hmm.
Like Nick Sirianni has to take a good amount of the blame for that. But on the other side, I mean, Kyle Shanahan's proven that he's like arguably the best offensive mind of the past like 25 years. I mean, he's just uh, absolutely crazy. Purdy, I thought played really well the first half. Second half, those two picks were both really bad, uh,
Hmm.
which is unfortunate
I think it
because I
bodes well
thought
though for their next matchups. Like
I
there's
don't
room
know
for them to improve there.
there is, but I mean they're facing an even tougher defense. I think in Seattle, they scored three
Yeah,
points against
I
them
mean,
last
but
time.
at least their defense was like held against the Eagles, even
Well,
though,
but so
yeah,
does
the
everyone's
coaching.
defense. Everyone's defense holds against the Eagles. I mean, it's not like it's not been an unstoppable offense at all this season.
I don't know, but we were talking a lot about like the fourth, fifth strings on the Niners, to
Yeah,
even just to hold this. It's a still potent offense, even if the coaching is horrible. But
yeah.
they
I
did
mean,
their
I
part.
agree that I agree that they played well for what they had out there for sure.
Yeah. How about you,
Um,
man?
I thought the touchdown to CMC at the end was a nice throw by Purdy, nice pocket management. So at least there's that. Demarcus Robinson, CMC, Kyle Juszczyk, they all came up huge at points in this game. I mean, it's really just next man up for San Francisco, and it's incredibly impressive. I mean, Kittle went down with an Achilles, obviously, and yeah, I guess we'll get into their matchup against Seattle later, though. Oh, AJ Brown was the other thing. He had one of his worst games I think I've ever seen him play. The deep ball tracking wasn't there. He had that one drop on the dig. I mean, it was bad. I didn't think Jalen Hurts. I mean, I don't know. He didn't play like super well or anything, but I didn't think he had a particularly bad game or anything. I think it's mostly on Sirianni and Patullo. Max, do you have any thoughts on this game?
I just wanted to clarify that Kevin Petula was indeed fired and not just demoted.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I thought I
well,
heard that
that's
he was
good.
demoted.
Well,
Well, who
the
cares if he's
Eagles
demoted to some
website
random
says
position?
Eagles part ways with Petula.
Parting ways. Yeah, he's done.
Right.
Yeah, this next OC hire is gonna like define Sirianni. I mean, he can't afford another bad one.
I don't know what they're gonna do. I guess we could talk more in the offseason, but the amount of turnover Jalen Hurts has had, like, is this guy just gonna be gone anyway? If they're a good offense, he's gonna get taken away, and if they're a bad offense, he's gonna get fired again.
What do you mean?
I feel like Jalen Hurts needs more turnovers.
Yeah, I agree. I think he needs to be way more aggressive than he's been, and I think that's
No,
probably
I
a
meant turnover rate, like of like coaches, is what I'm saying.
oh the
He's
turnover
had
of
this,
OCs.
Oh,
I
yes,
think that's
he's
over. I
had
think that's overstated. I'm gonna be honest.
well, he's had 11 different OCs in his 11-year college and NFL career. I mean,
I know.
it's
no,
like
that's
evident. I'm just saying, like, I don't know what the Eagles are gonna do because if they get a good OC, he's gonna leave to get a better job because the Eagles are
Yeah,
like that good. And if they have a bad OC, then it's like he's just gonna get fired again, like everyone has come before.
we're
right.
right. That's why I think it's overstated because like I mean, what do you want them to do? Like keep a
I
bad
don't
OC
know.
to like keep continuity
I
with
don't
the play
know.
caller? Like I think obviously
It's
you
a
don't
sticky
want that.
situation, honestly.
I yeah, I mean I just think it's a little overstated. But this is why you want like a more like a Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan, even a Matt LaFleur type of coach, where it's like you don't have to worry about the offensive play caller leaving because your
Yeah.
coach is the offensive play caller, and that's so valuable. And that's what Nick Sirianni was brought in to do. But I mean, his play calling was bad. He gave up the play calling to Shane Steichen, and obviously Shane Steichen was amazing at it. But he doesn't want to take it back, and so that really brings in the question of what does he do? Like, does he manage the locker room? Because I don't know. It doesn't seem like the locker room has particularly good vibes most of the year.
Yeah, what does
Uh,
he do? I'm not trying to hate watch, but like,
right, and his OC hires are like just like all over the place. So it's like, does he really hire good coordinators? I mean, he hired Vic Fangio at least. He's amazing.
yeah, it's like Vic Fangio has like a great defense for what is there, and then you're like hot and cold on OC hires. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, this is just kind of my problem in general with CEO type head coaches. I'm not in love with them, but they can do a good job. I mean, obviously he won a Super Bowl last year. He can make the right hires sometimes. So we'll see next year.
Yeah. All right, should we hate watch Justin Herbert or
Yes, we should.
Were we hate watching that game?
no? I wasn't.
We
I was
were.
cheering for them.
No, we weren't
I
hate
was
watching the
cheering.
game, but I'm loving all the Joe Burrow film hate that's coming out after that, or the Justin Herbert, my bad,
Uh,
film
I
hate that's coming
was.
out.
Well, notice how no one was hating during the regular season. Uh,
I wasn't hating. I was just never glazing. I feel like he's like always to me like been in that like six to
Yeah, I feel
12
I feel
range.
like 0-3 in the
okay, 12 would
playoffs
be
is
crazy.
calls for hate. I don't
I'm
really.
Uh,
not saying he's 12th. I'm saying like week to week, like he's never gonna be top five. He's never gonna be like a
yeah,
horrible quarterback.
he could. Okay.
I think he could
He-
be, but that's beside the point.
Well, week to week, if we're just like ranking quarterbacks based off how well they play in a week, he could definitely be top five in a week.
okay, I
I
guess,
mean,
but
Jordan Love can be top five in a
yeah,
week.
yeah, sure. I just meant like I don't know. I don't know what I
I think
meant.
he's
Maybe
a.
like
I mean, I think he obviously didn't play well this game. But to a large extent, they really weren't supposed to be here. He really dragged this team to the playoffs, and this happens when you drag like a really weak offensive roster to the
hmm
playoffs. You face like a pretty good defense, and I mean, you just can't get anything going because you're just outmatched. He obviously had some opportunities that he just didn't capitalize on. It wasn't a great game. He's now obviously 0 for 3.
I think if they figure out their O
But
line, this is a good offense. I really
right,
Right.
like Ladd. I really like
You're
Omari. I
hating a
really
little unnecessarily. They just had like two O
he's not.
line. They had awful O line injuries
I
that
feel like
made
yeah,
their
O
O
line
line
was the
terrible.
only thing
But
that
their
was really
targets
bad.
aren't
Well, the
that
wide receivers
bad.
are not. The wide
They're
Whoa,
like
receiver core is
whoa,
not good.
they're considerably better than the Packers. At this point, I don't
yes,
know. At this point, I don't know. It's pretty
they're
I
at
don't know.
least a
I don't know.
tier
Are they?
above the
Are they?
Packers.
I
Ladd
think they are
McConkey
comparable
clears
to the
every
Mm,
Packers.
yeah.
dude, Lad McConkey has not been that good this year.
Granted, the Packers always are blaming the receivers too.
I think, yeah, I
But
think part
I
of the
don't think it's. I don't think the receivers are that bad.
Ladd
They're just
McConkey's a good receiver, and then QJ has been turning it around, and you never know. And Trey Harris has been like here and there, and yeah, Keenan Allen's
Trey
done. And
Harris is not
Aronde,
good. Keenan Allen is not good. Aronde had like that one stretch, and other than that, he hasn't really done much. I don't know. Lad's good. He's not like he took a step back this year. I think pretty noticeably. Quentin Johnson is still pretty
he turned it up at
inconsistent.
the end of the year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's particularly strong. I think they still really need like a strong top guy there. They just don't have. I mean, Keenan Allen's going to be gone after this year, which is probably for the best. I mean, and their run game is just non-existent, which is mostly the offensive line. I
right.
mean, I don't know how you can any push with that offensive line.
If the offensive line is figured out, this is a good offense.
Yeah, but I think that's when you have like a borderline top five quarterback. I mean, that's usually how it goes.
Yeah, I
Uh,
guess. Anyway,
yeah, no, the top two rushers in this game, Drake May, Justin Herbert,
wow, I didn't
which
know
I
that.
think kind of represents how these two teams seasons have gone. The quarterbacks have kind of been doing everything. I mean, I think Justin Herbert was the Chargers' leading rusher this year, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe
With
not.
all the turnover, I keep saying that word at running back, probably.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Hampton got hurt and Vidal came in, and
Najee Harris tore whatever.
yeah,
You are
yeah. I don't know.
incorrect with
I
that.
thought it was kind of a
Kamani Vidal
slow.
had more,
Hmm?
Oh,
I
you said
believe.
Okay, so I
Kamani
was tripping.
Vidal.
He had, but Herbert had the second most rushing yards out of any quarterback this year. I do know that, only behind Josh Allen. I thought it was kind of a slow start from Drake May and the Patriots offense, but the Chargers defense is pretty good, and I mean it's their first playoff game. You can kind of excuse some of that. And I thought he did make some really nice throws down the stretch of the game, kind of locked it up for them. Uh,
He needs to play better, though, in my eyes.
he needs to play better going forward for sure.
This I'm kind of looking forward a little bit, but that Texans defense will eat him up more than the Chargers did. Um,
Probably, but I think he
the,
has room to play better against them. I mean, the problem is he also just doesn't have that good of a supporting cast around him. Like the wide receivers are, they're all like whatever, they're all okay,
They
I
are not
guess.
good.
that wide receiver
No,
room is
they're not.
They are not.
significantly worse than the Chargers.
I don't know about
Yeah.
that. Stephon Diggs is probably just as good as like the Chargers wide receivers at this point.
I'm not falling for that.
Stephon Diggs is still pretty good. I don't know.
League laser,
I'm
bro.
good off. I'm good off Stephon Diggs.
And
Matt
Hunter Henry
McConkey,
Hunter Henry is probably better than Orlando Gadsden at this moment in time. Obviously, Orlando Gadsden's much younger. He has much more room to improve, but
probably, yeah. Hunter Henry might be the best weapon in that room. I think Diggs is not even overrated, just like, I don't know, it's just whatever.
Let's not hate
I think
that
he's been
much.
good for Drake Maye this
I'm not
year.
hating that much. I'm just saying, like,
You're hurting enough to say Henry is better than Diggs. That's not true.
I think the Chargers offense is just kind of a mess. I think the game showed that. So yeah, I mean I think there's a clear mentor block with Herbert in the playoffs right now, and I think it's a little premature to say that that's something that he can't get over. And I'm not saying he will get over that, but I think I don't know. It is kind of hate to say that he can't get over that. I mean, I saw a post earlier.
It definitely
Uh,
is.
Peyton Manning had worse playoff stats through his first 3 games. He was also 0-3. Uh, he ended up winning a Super Bowl in his like 7th or 8th year as a starter. Which Justin Herbert's going to be going into year
he's 2020
seven,
class.
7 next year.
Yeah,
So
great.
he still has time. He's still young. Obviously, this isn't encouraging. You don't like to see it, but yeah, I mean, especially I think this maybe just shows that like he's not going to be able to be like a Mahomes where he carries kind of a weak offensive supporting cast to the Super Bowl. He's going to need his guys around him. He's going to need stronger weapons. He's going to need a stronger offensive line, obviously. But I don't think it can't be done around him. And I also don't like people taking away what he did this season just because of this game. It was still an incredible season from him, dragging this offense to like any sort of competency.
Alrighty,
Yes, kind of my thoughts.
Max, got any more?
GG go next game.
All right, Texans Steelers. This is the Patriots' opponent. Texans just won. I wrote that the Texans played one of the best defensive games of the year, if not the best, and one of them I've seen in the playoffs. 4 sacks, 2 touchdowns, a pick, 2 forced fumbles. Um, they won the game by themselves. But if they want to continue, CJ has got to play a lot better than he did. He had
Yeah.
3 turnovers himself. He had 4 fumbles. I'm not sure on the statistic. I couldn't really figure it
I think he
out. I
only
know he had
lost 2
two.
of them.
He lost
He
two
had
fumbles,
two
but I don't know if he had 4 or 5
Four.
real fumbles
Right.
or
It's
just
either
fumbles in general.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a lot. That's way too many. Um, the Steelers have a good defense with turnovers, so I kind of get it, but also like you got to play better. We got to be limiting those turnovers. Without the defense, this is a way tighter game. And points wise, I think they lose the game. I don't remember, but no, they don't because they only put up like
No.
6 points. But
Yeah.
right.
yeah, Rodgers just when you're that old and you can't scramble, that defense is just gonna be elevated to a different level. They don't have a run. They didn't have a run game in this game. Um, so I think we all knew the Texans were gonna win this game, but how well that defense played was I was not expecting.
I don't know. If you told me before the game that Stroud was going to fumble 4 times, I would have thought the Steelers would make it closer than it was.
5 times. It was 5 times. I looked it up.
It was 5. I couldn't figure it out, but yeah.
Yeah, I obviously didn't watch it. I thought it's kind of ironic that Rodgers' potentially last pass as a NFL quarterback was a pick six. Being the guy who always avoided interceptions and avoided pick sixes.
I think he's coming back another year.
Honestly, I feel like he will too. I feel like he's gonna keep coming back. Who knows where? Maybe not. Maybe no team will have him. But Yeah, I think so too. Oh yeah, Mike Tomlin stepped down after this game.
Yep.
Uh, yeah, I
I
don't know.
think it's the right
We're
move for him.
I agree.
Um, I think he was going to get fired, possibly, even if there's like not a strong chance he would have, being able to step down and kind of take it out himself, move into TV, kind of at a like leave on good terms is a great way to go out. So
Hmm. I
yeah,
think he'll be back at some point to
I
coach
think he
some
will
team.
too.
But yeah, I mean, I think they wouldn't have fired him, and they would have given him one more year, let his contract expire, and just move on from him. I think that's probably the direction they were heading. But maybe this was a thing where they were like, "Hey, we're gonna fire you. Just like say you're gonna step down, so like you can kind of be more graceful." It's possible that that was kind of more the situation. I don't know.
They have to trade his contract now, which
Yeah,
is
that's
it's
very
weird.
possible because of that.
Yeah, but that's for next year. But if he waits until the contract's out, then I think
Does
he's
it?
fine, right? I think
I don't know.
is that not how that works?
Say
Does
that
he
again?
still have to get traded?
What?
Max, do you know if he has to get traded no matter what, or if he waits a year, does the contract just expire?
Well, I would think if I guess I don't know how long his contract is, but you can
It's just one
definitely
more
just
year.
wait it out.
I just thought Sean Payton took more than like a year or two off before he got traded, but I
He
can't
definitely took a
remember.
couple years. I don't know how long his contract though. It's very possible he was like locked up with the Saints for
Oh
like
yeah, you're right. In
7 years.
2023, the Denver Broncos traded with the Saints to acquire Sean Payton, who stepped away
Yeah, they
two
traded like a
years
first and
earlier.
a second round pick for him.
Yeah, they
But was
traded
he
him. They
still
traded him in 2023, and he had stepped away in 2021. I
right?
guess
But
Yeah,
it
was
so it
his
doesn't
was the two
contract like?
say.
years.
Was he still on like a 5 year contract at that point or
Right,
something?
it doesn't say if he was actually contracted or not. He
To
must.
Uh,
me, I don't know. I thought it was that it doesn't go away, but I could be wrong.
I guess I don't know.
yeah, I don't know either. Uh,
Anyway,
regardless,
yeah,
there's now 9 head coaching vacancies, which is crazy. Which was actually another reason why I think the Packers should not move on from LaFleur this year. I mean, are there really that many head coaching candidates that are like worth hiring? I mean, obviously Green Bay is probably like one of the most favorable situations. It's probably like them and the Ravens.
I would
But
say that like yes, but also like you never know. So if you fire your coach, like
right.
there's just coaches who won't view the Packers as high as other places just because.
Like if
So
we couldn't get like a Jesse Minter or a Clint Kubiak, I just don't really think I'd be interested, and who knows where they want to go.
yep.
So
Sean
yeah,
Payton was indeed contracted when he was traded.
okay. Yeah, I don't really know how long head coaches contracts sometimes are. Like I don't know if obviously he's like a Saints legend for that Super
Yeah,
Bowl, so
you were
maybe he
right.
had like a 10 year deal.
You were
Fake
right.
Super Bowl, by the
He had
way.
a 5-year contract in 2019.
Yeah, Sean Payton's a piece of shit. But
Fraud Super Bowl doesn't count. They should have avoided it.
Real.
don't say that because then the Breeze fanboys are gonna get really mad when you say like, oh, Breeze has 0 real Super Bowls and 0 MVPs.
Brees is a good quarterback, but that Super
No, he's
Bowl
a
should be
really good
avoided.
quarterback. But they like to act like he's like
I know. It's just
easily top 5, and it's just like crazy to not have him there. Like whatever.
all right.
Uh,
Do we have any more thoughts about this game?
no, I thought it was a pretty. I mean, obviously I didn't see it, but standard blowout wasn't really unexpected.
Anything, Max, or no?
No, I agree with that.
All right, should we try to fly through these predictions for this week?
I
Sure.
think we
You
should.
want to go in order again?
Yeah.
What'd you say, Max?
Yes. Yes, we
Okay,
should.
so Bills Broncos 3:30. I had the Bills before this game, and I still have the Bills. If their defense can play like how they did against the Jags, I think their offense can do enough. I got Bills 24, Broncos 21.
Yeah, I think the Broncos always play in such close games, and I think we've seen that backfire all the time in the playoffs. I mean, you obviously the example we think of is the 2022 Vikings. So yeah, I don't think they're as good as their record is. I don't think they're as good as the 1 seed. I trust Josh Allen way more than Bo Nix. Obviously, I'm a Bo Nix hater. I'm worried about how that
I'll write
offense
these
is going to
down.
be. RJ Harvey is a bad running back, I think, and it probably doesn't matter against the Bills' rushing defense. We've seen teams run on them no matter how bad their running game is. But yeah, I trust Josh Allen to do enough to win. Denver has the 14th ranked defense by EPA per rush. So I think they'll be able to get the ground game going. I think they'll be able to win this game, even though I am a little bit worried about Denver's secondary locking down the Bills wide receivers. I mean, we saw that when the Bills played Houston, that was a problem. But I don't think Denver's quite as good of a passing defense as Houston. I think the Bills will be able to handle them 24-13. I have.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow that strain as well. The Bills are just a better team. I had the Texans beating the Broncos at this spot, but
Me too.
Broncos are frauds. I'm gonna go Bills win 30-16.
I will
Ooh.
say, I think it's a much harder take to think the Denver Broncos are not frauds. I think they're frauds at this
Definitely.
point,
That's
unless you're a
probably
Denver
right.
fan.
All right, we got Niners Seahawks at 7 on Saturday. Before this, I had the Niners, and I'm gonna stick with them. I wrote down that both one seeds, I believe, are susceptible to being eliminated. I've said it last week. I don't know if I love Darnold in the playoffs. I think Purdy and CMC have room to grow. Um, from this game to from the Eagles game to the Seahawks game, and I think they will. I don't see Darnold winning Super Bowl. I do think that that this is a really bad matchup for the Niners, given how that last game went. But I'm just gonna trust my gut and go Niners here, 17-13.
I think Seattle's a much stronger one seed than Denver is.
I agree,
Uh,
but
okay. Yeah, I expect them to take care of business here, to be honest. That defense, I think, is stronger than Philadelphia's. And I mean, I think Mike McDonald's probably the best defensive mind in the sport right now. I think they'll be able to overwhelm the 49ers offense. I mean, the personnel that they have should be able to take care of what the 49ers have in terms of their weapons. I mean, they're without Kittle now. Uh, so, yeah, I kind of expect it to be low scoring like the last game. I don't expect the 49ers to only put up 3, but I do think it'll be low scoring. I think they'll be able to force at least 1 turnover from Brock Purdy, or at least the 49ers offense as a whole. And I think Sam Darnold can do enough to win, at least in this game, especially against that 49ers defense. I mean, it should be an easy enough job for him. So, yeah, I think JSN will be able to eat. I mean, they don't have anyone that can cover him, obviously. So, yeah, if I had to pick, like, a game to lock in this round, is like, this team's going to win for sure. I think I'd pick this game. I think I'd pick Seattle. So I have them winning 23-13.
all right.
I agree that the Seahawks are gonna win, and that nobody can guard JSN. But is Diamador Lenore not like a good cornerback? I feel like we're skipping over
Sure.
him a little too fast. Is he not good?
Can anyone guard JSN?
That's what I just said. I understand that no one can guard JSN, but I feel like we're skipping over the fact that Diamador Lenore is good a little too
No, he
fast.
is good. You're right.
So yeah, I just wanted to put some respect on his name a little bit. But yeah,
Props, props.
Seahawks win. I think they'll get back to their early seasons, or not necessarily early season, the regular season shenanigans, and that they'll jump out to a big lead, and then Sam Darnold will make the game look a little questionable at the end. But
Yeah,
I don't think the 49ers will close the 3 touchdown gap that they'll build, and the Seahawks will win 34-17.
yeah.
No,
No,
if it
I'm
gets
getting
to
a
three
little worried.
touchdowns, there's no way they're coming back against that Mike McDonald defense.
Yeah, I'm getting a little worried now with my pick because Seahawks in Seattle, that place is going to be bumping. What, a 1 seed? They haven't been there in a while. I don't know. Whatever. I'm going with the Niners.
Uh,
Um,
okay, so Houston, New England now.
yes.
I think this is going to be similar to like the New England Charger game, where it's just defense. It's just a slugfest.
Yep.
Yep.
I think it's possible that May starts to play more like he did in the regular season and go crazy. But I mean, last game didn't inspire much confidence in me, and to do that against the Texans defense would just be insane. So I am not expecting it. They should be able to get consistent pressure with 4. The Texans should. And I mean, their secondary versus the Patriots' weapons is a huge mismatch, I think. But on the other hand, I do think the Patriots' defense will be able to slow down the Texans' offense, especially if they're without Nico Collins, which
Yep.
it sounds like he might be out. I mean, that's just
I didn't see
that's just
that.
a huge loss for the Texans offense. He's probably their best offensive player. So yeah, without Nico, I just don't think the Texans will have enough juice on offense to really put up much of anything against the Patriots, to be honest. And I don't know. I trust May to make the plays down the stretch more than I trust Stroud. I didn't think. I mean, Stroud obviously had like 5 fumbles that game against the Steelers. I don't know. Every single year he's won the wild card game and he's lost in the divisional. I don't know if that ends here. So I think there's a little caveat here. I'll take New England to beat Houston. I'll go. Yeah, I'll go 17-13. But if Nico Collins plays, I will select Houston to win 20-17.
That's was my
Interesting.
that was my score.
Interesting.
So
The 20 to
Yes.
17.
2017 Texans. I don't know why I keep picking upsets, but or not. I don't know. They're upsets, I guess. I think the
Patriots are
Texans
probably
played
good.
a really good game, while the Patriots just played a pretty good, like an okay game against the Chargers. They did what they needed to do. If the Texans can stay rolling, which they've got the longest win streak in the NFL, I don't see a reason why they couldn't. I think they could overwhelm a rookie quarterback with, yeah, he played like MVP, but not rookie quarterback, sorry, young quarterback. He played like an MVP, but don't think he has the weapons to win this game against this defense. I go 2017 Texans. Although Nico
Um,
Collins is making me a little concerned now.
I
So I
don't
like that caveat.
I don't feel we should worry about the Texans' weapons too much. They are a defensive team, and Christian Kirk did have 115 yards or whatever it was and a
Okay,
touchdown.
but if they put up like a
I think
Chargers type of performance offensively,
I think the Texans just clean it up offensively and they're good.
Okay.
That's
CJ
what
Yeah,
Stroud
I'm
had
but
kind of
have
five.
they
feeling.
been? How often have they been able to do that? I don't
He
know.
had 5 fumbles and a pick. Obviously, only two were lost, but those still affect the downs a lot. I think the
But New
Texans
England's
can
defense is
just
better than Pittsburgh's. I think.
what?
Wait,
I
what?
think New England's offense or New England's defense is better than Pittsburgh's defense.
Oh, I thought you said okay.
Yeah, but they weren't like the all the fumbles weren't entirely like
Yeah.
defensively caused. Like they were
No, you're
kind
right.
of
There's a
just
lot of things they
CJ
can clean up.
Stroud
Okay, but
goofing up. And
if you
I
don't
think
like Lad
CJ Stroud can
McConkey,
turn that. I think CJ Stroud can turn that around, clean it up, and I have the Texans winning 20-9.
yeah, but Jack, if you don't like Lad McConkey, then couldn't you argue the Texans' offense is better than the Chargers' offense?
What? Because one wide receiver is better.
And the offensive line is not that
Well,
much better, but
that's
they're a
probably
little
I
bit
think
because
they'll
better.
do.
sports
I think they'll
teams
do
love
better than
Stevie
I
from
think they'll do
college.
better than the Chargers offense for sure. I mean, that's like an incredibly low bar.
Right.
uh,
Okay, wait, Max, who did you put?
I got Texans winning 20-9.
Okay.
but we're like and also the Texans' offensive line is bad, but it's not Chargers level bad.
That's from
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
Again, the Pats don't really have a pass rush. I did say last week Milton Williams was going to have a good effect, and he did. But
yeah, I mean Milton
he's
Williams is
still a
really good.
defensive tackle. That the defensive tackles aren't phenomenally
All right.
good at pass rush ever.
All right, Rams Bears, 5:30 Sunday. I don't know why it's at 5:30, but I wrote the Bears are not going to heroically come back. The Rams will not look past the Bears like they did to the Panthers. I think if they were going to lose, it was going to be last week against Carolina. Stafford is going to not really bounce back because he didn't have a horrible game, but I think he's going to play back to his near MVP level. I don't think the Bears run game is all that, but I do think this will be a shootout that Stafford will not lose. Rams 38, Bears 34.
Yeah, damn.
I actually have the same score for the Rams. I have the Rams winning this one 38-28.
Mm.
The Rams are the second best team by DVOA. The Bears are the 16th best. The Rams have the best offense by DVOA, and the Bears have the 25th best defense. That's just a crazy mismatch. I don't think the Bears can, again, afford a slow start like they've had so often. I think if the Bears can capitalize on some of Stafford's inefficient or inaccuracy, I think they can maybe create like a few turnovers. If they can get like 2 picks, I think they have a real shot in this one. Or even if they could force a Kyron fumble, because they've been really good at forcing fumbles as well. And Kyron has been prone in the past to some fumbles, even though the ground game has been incredibly efficient this year. So yeah, I think I just trust the Rams defense to get a few more stops in Chicago, especially with how inconsistent their offense can be. And I think that will be the difference. The Rams pass rush should be able to get after Caleb, and the Bears' weapons will always be open pretty much against this Rams secondary. But will Caleb be able to hit them every single time throughout the game? At this point in his career, I don't think so. So yeah, I think Caleb will just need to be incredibly consistent this game for them to pull it out.
Yep.
Pass rush getting to Caleb is a little ridiculous.
Well, I don't mean like sacking him, but I just mean
No,
like
no, I
speeding up
know,
his process and making him get out of the
pressuring.
pocket.
I understand that, but the sentence just sounded ridiculous, and it is.
Well, it's like the Packers
Um,
got after Caleb in the first game, but they didn't like sack him ever. But like
no,
Micah
no, I
Parsons was
understand what
able
you're
to
saying.
get him.
Like,
Yeah,
just pressure him, but
yeah,
just like the idea straight up is just it's just doesn't make sense. But Matt, like you said, I think Matthew Stafford inaccuracies. The Bears will be able to capitalize on that, and I think Ben Johnson will be stressing the not getting off to a slow start at practice. So I'll take the Bears winning 27-24.
Oh, okay.
I think the Rams secondary is not good. I thought Quentin Lake was going to have a more impactful game coming back, but he got exposed multiple times in the Panthers game.
yeah. I mean, I think this a large extent though. The Packers also had a terrible secondary, and maybe not as bad, but I don't know. Uh,
Well, we all picked
I wouldn't be that surprised if Chicago wins though.
yeah, we all picked different teams besides the first game. So
We all picked Houston, didn't we? Or I guess I picked New England if Nico
you
Collins
picked
isn't
New
playing.
England. Oh, I just wrote you New England, but I'll write the caveat. Alrighty.
Oh, yeah, we all picked Bills, didn't we?
Yeah, we all picked Bills, and then
Yeah.
I was the only one who picked the Niners, and then Jack. Yeah,
Any change Super Bowl picks? Like who did Miles? You picked the Rams to win, right?
I picked Rams, Bills, I believe.
Okay.
I'm feeling less confident, but I also I really like the Niners, and I feel less confident about that too. So I probably would still stick Rams. I think the Texans have more legitimate shot to me to win or to make it to the Super Bowl, but I still feel like the Bills would probably find a way if they end up playing each other. Just because I don't know if the Bills play the Patriots, I'd probably pick the Patriots for some reason. But I think because the Bills got drawn the Broncos, I like them to win there. So I still think I would stick with my Super Bowl prediction.
Okay.
At this point, I'll rock with the Bills going up against the Bears,
Ooh,
and have Josh Allen get in a ring. But
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, it's low key rigged for Josh Allen. I can't lie. Only
that
low key
is
though. So conspiracy theory time. Okay, so the NFL, right? There's no reason really to have a postseason game on Monday. They should just have three on Saturday, three on Sunday. Uh, but you know why they did it, and you know why they specifically gave the Texans the Monday night game. It's because they want the Texans to be coming off a short week to play the Patriots, so they can lose to the Patriots, and then they don't have to play the Bills. Because I think Houston is the worst matchup for the Bills. So the NFL is rigging it so Buffalo has an easier path to the Super Bowl because they really want Josh Allen to win it.
that's a fact.
I mean, didn't the Patriots
So
play Sunday night? And so it's like not that crazy.
Nah,
still a
trust.
short week. Still a short week.
Still short week, I guess. But wait, they don't play till Sunday, the Texans Patriots. So I guess it's a full week for the Pats and a day off for the Bills, or day less for the Texans. Jeez.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I
Okay,
mean, I'm sticking with Seattle. Obviously, we haven't seen them play, so I don't really have any reason to move off of them.
got it.
I'll go. Yeah, I mean, Seattle beating the Rams in the NFC Championship, and I don't know. I mean, obviously, my caveat kind of fucks up my AFC Championship matchup. I don't really know what's going to be, but I don't know. It kind of feels like Josh Allen is inevitable. I was very iffy on who I was going to choose if them when Houston plays because Houston has had his number, but as of right now, I guess I'll go Seattle Bills and Seattle winning.
Got it. Alrighty, should we do we want to do the animal draft or should we save that for next week?
I think let's think on that and save that.
All right.
Yeah,
Want
already had
to
it.
do anything else, or does that about wrap it up?
We're like an hour 45, so we could wrap if you guys want.
Yeah, I think that wraps it up for
Keep
me.
this short. So all right. Thank you guys for listening. We'll be back next week with some probably divisional round thoughts, and then we'll have the championships set by then, the conference championships.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll probably discuss that, and we'll see if we'll do the animal draft next week. But yeah, thanks for guys for listening. We'll catch you later.
Peace.
Peace.